Musketeers, and welcome to Mondays with Mickey. My name is Mike Knigge and I am your host, and this is the week of November 2nd, 2015. This week I continue my coverage of Magic Kingdom from our trip back in September. I'm going to be talking about the Crystal Palace restaurant. I'm going to be talking about Winnie the Pooh, Little Mermaid, Haunted Mansion, our first visit to Tom Sawyer Island. I'm also going to touch on the Halloween decorations at Magic Kingdom, as well as some home-based Disney Halloween decorations that we had for this year. I wish I had it for last week, but circumstances were what they were, so I couldn't do it before Halloween, but I'm definitely getting it right after Halloween. Before we get into that, though, we've got some news, as always. This piece of news actually came from the previous week. It would have been on last week's episode, which is this week's episode, if that makes any sense. But it was kind of important for Walt Disney World, so I wanted to make sure I got it in, even though technically it's old news. Victoria & Albert's was named the number 6 restaurant in the United States. This is pretty significant for Walt Disney World. There was a top 25 list of top 25 dining experiences in the country, and Victoria & Albert's, their 5-diamond restaurant, came in at number 6. This is a huge accomplishment for them. They've won tons of awards up to this point, and this just solidifies if there was ever any question as to where they stand in the world of fine dining. It's not just a Disney experience. This is a actual dining experience that you'd expect in the greatest of locations like Paris or wherever. I have yet to experience this restaurant. I've seen tons of video of their different dining rooms. My dream is definitely to get in and try the chef's table. Hopefully one day I'll be able to make that happen, because it's a completely customized experience. And again, being a 5-diamond restaurant, there is no detail missed. It is ideal. In fact, it's the only restaurant on property that has a dress code. You can't come in your flip-flops and t-shirt. You gotta come in suit and tie, and the ladies have to come in either in a business suit kind of thing or a dress. So, very unique and special experience, and they finally got recognized in that degree of the top restaurants in the country. So, kudos to Victoria & Albert's and congratulations, and hopefully one day I'll get to try you guys out. Next up is Disney Infinity 3.0. A few things came out in this past week. First off, I'm going to talk about the Toy Box expansions. The first expansion they talk about that just came out is the Toy Box Speedway, which we've talked about in a previous episode what the Toy Box is. Essentially, it's a create-your-own-world environment where you can use any of the characters from Disney Infinity to play in this toy box. It doesn't matter if they cross genres or whatever, anything can play together. So the Toy Box Speedway is essentially Mario Kart for Disney. So they put this expansion available so that you can essentially play a Disney version of Mario Kart in your customized world. The other expansion is the Toy Box Takeover, in which, the way the game works with Toy Boxes, you can bring any of your characters. Doesn't matter if it's Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, whatever, they can all come in the Toy Box. Toy Box Takeover, the villains can come into your toy box, whether they're from Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, etc. So the Toy Box Takeover essentially is these villains are attacking your toy box and you have to defend it. These are 2 expansions that have just come out. Again, they really made a point with 3.0 to try to expand it and cover the issues that people were having in the previous games, the things they'd asked for. And it looks like they're really knocking it out of the park finally. They figured out exactly how to make the Toy Box experience special for people and how to really build on that and make that experience what people have been wanting. So that just came out. Also, another option came out is that Disney Infinity 3.0 is now available on PC. Not a huge piece of news for Disney Infinity fans. Most people play it on their consoles. But for those who like to play their games solely on the computer, it's now available for PC. With that said, let me get into some other news. We've got Club Villain. Now, Club Villain comes from Club Disney. Club Disney is a dance atmosphere that they're creating over on Sunset Showcase at Hollywood Studios. Yes, they're opening something at Hollywood Studios, not closing something. The Club Disney, for those who aren't up to date on it, essentially it's going to be a club atmosphere. There's going to be Radio Disney in place, playing music. You're going to be able to meet and greet characters. It's going to be a place you can go in and cool off and enjoy Disney music. If you're into dancing, you can get in and dance. It's going to be a club atmosphere, but a Disney-fied club atmosphere. So what Club Villain is, it's a hard ticket event inside that dance club in which the villains take over the club. You're going to have people like Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, the Queen of Hearts, the Evil Queen. They're all going to be in there for meet and greets and socializing. There's a special menu. It's a buffet type style, so you can eat as much as you want. I caught a glimpse of the menu. Unfortunately, I have since lost that information. But the menu is very upscale, and you definitely get your money's worth. It is a little pricey. I believe it's $100 a ticket or $99 a ticket. But, again, the amount of food you have access to, it really does kind of average out. And the quality of the food that they're talking about serving does average out. Plus, you get all these special meet and greets that you wouldn't necessarily get out in the parks. Maleficent's usually kind of hard to find. Cruella, hit or miss, but still can be hard to find. I never see the Queen of Hearts anywhere for a meet and greet. And, of course, the Evil Queen can be hit and miss as well. So, it's a great opportunity for those who want a chance to meet the villains. And it's going to be a fairly regular thing from what I understand. It'll be on select nights. It's all going to start on January 16th. So you'll be able to go in, talk to your travel agent, talk to Disney directly, figure out what dates they're doing this each week, and you can buy your hard tickets to go to it. Next piece of news is that, hey, the news is over. Halloween is over. I guess that would be the next piece of news, which is really depressing for many of us. But that also means Christmas for the rest of us. And there we go. And if you're into Nightmare Before Christmas, it really is all one giant holiday now. So, hey, whatever. But before we get into that, I will say that I just messed up. Wow, I completely lost my train of thought. But that's okay, because we're going to keep rolling with this. Even though I've completely messed up, it's all good. There was one piece of news left over, and somehow I got confused, but we've got it. The last piece of news is the Very Merry Christmas Party starts November 8th with all the festivities therein. Parades, the new fireworks for it, the lighting of the castle, all that Christmas stuff starts this upcoming week. Basically with Walt Disney World, Halloween ends, Christmas starts. Back to back. So November 8th is your first Very Merry Christmas Party. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, to be specific. Hard ticket event, just like the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Very magical. You got the parade, the Christmas parade and all that going with it. If you're going to be at Walt Disney World during the time that this is going on, again, it goes all the way through Christmas, and usually right after Christmas, highly recommend taking advantage of it. It is a very special event, just like the Not So Scary Halloween Party. If you love Christmas, you want to see some Santa, you want to see snow in Walt Disney World, this is a magical event I highly recommend you take advantage of. And if the Not So Scary Halloween Party was any kind of a litmus test for how the Christmas party is going to go, get your tickets fast. Because the Not So Scary Halloween Party, the tickets were rolling out the door. There was no time to get them. Almost every party was sold out. So, highly recommend if you want to do this, get in, get your tickets right away. Talk to your travel agent. Talk to me. Talk to Disney directly. However you need to do it, get in, get it done. So now that marks the end of the news. There was a lot of other stuff. Honestly, there was a ton of stuff for the last few weeks that have been coming out, but I wanted to streamline it down a little bit because if not, I can make an entire episode off of news. So, without further ado, though, I want you to take a quick video. I'm getting ready to talk about Crystal Palace and Winnie the Pooh. So, take a minute, watch this quick video, and I'll be right back.
Only 4,000 kids touch that today. Don't put your hand in your mouth after you did it. What you did, I watched it.
back. I hope you guys liked the video. I got several little short videos coming up, but that video covered mostly Winnie the Pooh, and then you saw a lot of our character pictures from the Crystal Palace, and a little bit of our food. So starting with Crystal Palace. This is not the first time we've had dinner there. We ate dinner, actually it's the first time we've had dinner there, let me rephrase this. It's not the first time we've eaten there, but it is the first time we've had dinner there. My overall feelings, the buffet was okay. It didn't knock my socks off, it wasn't amazing, but it was okay. The character interaction was cool. They were very good about making sure all the characters got around to see you. They made a point to warn you when they were coming and tell you where to look to know that you need to be in your seat. They were very helpful making sure that you got your interaction with all of the Winnie the Pooh characters. We got individual pictures, group pictures. They were entirely okay with it. Signatures, obviously. When they found out that we were all celebrating birthdays, we all got birthday cards with, you know, the character signatures on them. We also got, you know, special desserts. They really took care of us while we were there as far as birthday is concerned, and they really took care of us to make sure that we got our character interactions. The food. It wasn't the best on property, but it was good. It was edible. When I walked away, I wasn't like, oh, that was horrible. When I walked away, I was pleasantly full, but it was very much just a regular buffet. The coolest thing about it is, let me back up. One of the cool things about it is the decor. It's a very bright decor in the restaurant. When they say Crystal Palace, it just got that, it has that magical feel to it. The coolest part is it is located right there at the edge of the hub. So looking out the window, you look at Cinderella's castle. You can see all the decorations. If you were sitting there during the parade, you could probably see the parade really well from in there. So it does have major bonuses as to where it's located, and the fact that it has that great meet and greet option with all of the Winnie the Pooh characters. Well, I shouldn't say all of the Winnie the Pooh characters. Most of the major Winnie the Pooh characters. So Piglet, Pooh, Tigger. So in that respect, we enjoyed it. It didn't knock our socks off. Again, we'd already done this before, so it wasn't really surprising for us. But it was good to get in, get some, sit down in an air conditioning atmosphere and just eat and relax and have fun with the characters. So from that perspective, it was definitely well worth it. We were on the dining plan, so the cost of the food really didn't play into us. But it was a good atmosphere. We enjoyed it. We weren't disappointed. Will I go back and do it again a third time? Probably not. Not unless I was in a position where it needed to happen. But it was good. We enjoyed it. I recommend if you kids love Winnie the Pooh, go for it. Do that, and then why don't you go straight over to the Winnie the Pooh ride, which is the next thing I'm talking about. Winnie the Pooh goes off the whole blustery day concept from Winnie the Pooh. You see the Heffalumps and Woozles. You're in a honey pot. You're kind of going through and just basically going through the storybook of Winnie the Pooh. It's a lot of fun. It's a cute ride. The ride really hasn't changed much in years. But what has changed over the years is the queue. The queue area is a lot of fun. From watering Rabbit's garden and doing little games of that nature. There's this, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the old games for toddlers where you move the little blocks and balls through the metal loops and whatever, and the whole idea is to get the cube from this side to this side, but you gotta go through all these little loop-de-loops and things like that. Well, they did something similar, but they did it with honeybees. And you're basically moving honeybees from one place to another, and it's a good thing for kids to keep them occupied. One of the things that we loved the last time we went to Walt Disney World, and of course it was still there this time when we went, I recorded and showed you, is the honey walls. And there's a section you go through where there's several of these honey walls, and you put your hand on it and swipe, and you're moving the honey. And you can like rub the honey out of the way so you can see the pictures behind the honey. And if you take your hand off, obviously the honey continues to come down, and as if you actually touched the honey itself and moved it, comes back down and covers. One of the coolest things in any of the queues we've ever seen. It's been there since obviously the last time we went, so it's been there for several years now. But still love it. Every time we go through, we gotta play with it. So that's one of the reasons why I made sure I got it on the video, because it's one of the cooler memories from that ride. The ride itself overall, is very family friendly. Obviously, it's Winnie the Pooh. But overall, it's very family friendly. It's not a bumpy, scary ride for kids. It's very relaxed and cute. You go through the story. Highly recommend it, not only for kids, but for adults who just like Winnie the Pooh. So, it was a lot of fun. I wish I had gotten pictures on the ride, but again, I was spending time with the family and that when we got on the ride, and we were just enjoying it, and I didn't want to go there. But I would recommend, if you're curious, get on YouTube, just look up, Winnie the Pooh at Walt Disney World. I would make a point to put Walt Disney World, because Walt Disney World's Winnie the Pooh and Disneyland's Winnie the Pooh are different. Similar idea, but different. So, if you're wanting to see what we saw, make sure you put on Walt Disney World. So next up is Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. Like always, I got a quick video for you, so take a look at that and we'll be right back.
Behind.
What?
Where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free.
What's this? You've come to a stop.
Wandering free. I wish I could be part of the world. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got reasons and what's in trouble. You want
I bring good news. Your clamshells will begin moving immediately. Stay in.
part of the world? I've got gadgets and
It's okay, Frank.
I bring good news. Your clamshells will begin moving immediately. Stay in your seats now. Yes, indeed. Those born fortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to the cold wax mountains with ease, and I help them. Yes, I do. Paducah, Sapuca, commands of the Caspian Sea. There brings us lost that you'll find nowadays. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, like the pointed shining on a kiss me girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la.
Alright, welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know when you get into the ride part with Ariel and all that, you see a little bit of repetitiveness. It's because we went on the ride twice. Both times we went through and I tried to get some recordings of each. And I decided, once I was looking at some of these recordings, I said, you know what? I'm going to put them all in there anyway. Because they're all a little different. Now, here's the interesting thing with this ride. It is a continuously moving ride. Just like Space Mountain, just like Haunted Mansion, the buggies or the clamshells continue to move no matter what. So, when there is a hiccup, like getting somebody on or off, that doesn't get on easily, readily, or whatever, or if you get to the handicapped shell where they've got to get a chair on, the ride has to stop. So for us, both times we rode this, the ride stopped. Not 100% sure if it was a getting on and off issue or if it was a mechanical issue, but it stopped twice. Both times we rode this. So you'll notice there was a little bit of Sebastian talking in there, talking about how the ride will be moving any moment and whatever. It's because, like I said, it happened twice to us. Once when we were looking up at Ariel flying, not flying, swimming in the water with Flounder, talking about part of this world, and then another time when you see her sitting up there and singing. This ride was really cool, other than the fact that it broke down. This ride was really cool. We had a lot of fun with it, and it's interesting because they've really worked on lighting and to make sure that you see what they want you to see. They've also worked on sensations. So not only dealing with dark rides and dealing with light and dark, but also temperature. When we were in our clamshells going under the sea, the air conditioning got colder the deeper we went into the ride. So it felt like you were going under the ocean and getting into that cold water, which was really kind of cool. The animatronics were fantastic. They, with the opening of this ride, they really went through and reworked the concept of the animatronics and worked on the facial skin textures, and they look very realistic as opposed to robotic. I mean, you can still see their animatronics. If you know what to look for, you can see it. But as far as animatronics goes, they were very, very lifelike. And I really was impressed with how well they timed the animatronics to the music and how well they lip-synced the music. And it's not just part of your world. There's facial inflections. There's, curving of the lips to match words. So they've really upped their game. And if this is a sign of where they're going with all their future rides, more power to them. It's only going to get better. We really enjoyed it. Again, we rode it twice. Even though it broke down each time we went on it, we rode it twice because we really had fun with it. We took advantage of Fast Pass, so we did kind of speed through the queues. But the queues are pretty cool too. You look like you're going underneath the castle, and you're going into essentially like watery catacombs underneath the castle, and you can see little holographic fish running through different things, or crabs going through artifacts that are under the sea. You can see bits and parts of boats and things that may have fallen off ships or from shipwrecks. Maybe Ariel stashed this stuff underneath the castle, who knows. But there's a lot of little cute things you can pay attention to. There's a lot of details. So if you have time when you walk through the queue, definitely recommend stopping and looking at everything. With us, the lines weren't long at all. We went right in. Again, it's a continuous moving ride. So we were in, out, in and out. So we didn't really have time to stop because people were behind us going, hey, let's go. But if you do have time, I highly recommend it. The details on the queue are awesome. So, with that said, we're going to go on to our first visit to Tom Sawyer Island. But beforehand, got that video, so have fun with it. We'll be right back. welcome back. Hope you guys like that. The Tom Sawyer Island. Now, this was a first for my entire family. Even though we've all been to Walt Disney World at least a couple times each, none of us have ever gone over to Tom Sawyer Island. And I was very pleasantly surprised. Now, as an adult, I understood Tom Sawyer fairly well. My daughter kind of got Tom Sawyer. My son had no clue. Unfortunately, some of these rides, like Tom Sawyer Island, or attractions, I shouldn't say rides, Tom Sawyer Island, the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, things of that nature, from older Disney properties, the kids don't get as well as the adults will. And unfortunately, that group is starting to age out. So eventually, it's going to get to a point where these locations aren't going to be as attractive to the younger viewers, the younger attendees. But with that said, I will say Tom Sawyer Island, even if you know nothing about Tom Sawyer, it was fun. Going through caves and, going through like escape routes and the whole fort and being able to shoot over at Thunder Mountain Railroad, which is interactive, by the way. You shoot the right spot, something happens over at Thunder Mountain. There's a checkerboard. My daughter and I sat down and played checkers against each other. There are a lot of interactive things to do on Tom Sawyer Island. So even if you don't know anything about Tom Sawyer Island, they still make it fun. Now, it wasn't highly crowded over there because, again, you have to take a little raft you have to take one of Tom Sawyer's rafts over to the island. So only so many people can be shipped over there at a time. And again, Tom Sawyer Island, the whole concept of Tom Sawyer is slowly fading out of people's minds. So it's not as busy as it may have once been in the past. Which was actually good because it gave us time to kind of enjoy and walk through and not feel shoulder to shoulder with people. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. I kind of wish I had done it before. Maybe the first time I went or the second time I went. But, even now, I was glad that we did. I'm glad I did it when at least one of our kids was younger, because you got to see the excitement and the joy in his eyes as he went through in some of these areas that were designed for people his size, and watched him enjoy it. From the pictures, you didn't get to see a ton from those pictures, but it's very rustic looking. It's really cool. I recommend it. Again, one day this may go away. I know they're not talking about it because it's a classic Disney attraction. Disneyland has it, Walt Disney World has it. It's something that Walt was involved with. But one day it might go away. You never know. And so my recommendation, particularly to the adults out there, if you're going to Walt Disney World, take half hour, go over to Tom Sawyer Island. Maybe tell your kids about it. Get them into the whole story of Tom Sawyer, so that way they get to appreciate it just as much as the adults appreciate it. So, that's said and done with. I'm going to my final segment, talking about Halloween decorations at Walt Disney World, home Halloween decorations here, as well as the Haunted Mansion. So here's a quick video, take a look and enjoy.
Welcome, foolish mortals. When hinges creak in doorless chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls, whenever candlelights flicker, where the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight. When the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake, spooks come out for a swinging wake. Happy haunts materialize and begin to vocalize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. Don't close your eyes and don't try to hide, or a silly spook may sit by your side, shrouded in a daft disguise. They pretend to terrorize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. As moon climbs high o'er dead oak trees, spooks arrive for the midnight spree. Creepy creeps with eerie eyes start to shriek and harmonize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. When you hear the knell of the requiem bell, weird glows gleam where spirits dwell. Restless bones etherealize, rise the spooks of every size. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. Now, if you would like to join our jamboree, there's a simple rule that is compulsory. Mortals pay a token fee. Rest in peace, the haunting's free. So hurry back, we would like your company. Hurry back, hurry back. Be sure to bring your death certificate if you decide to join us. Make final arrangements now. We've been dying to have you.
Alright, welcome back. I hope you guys liked that video, and I hope you survived my rendition of Grim Grinning Ghosts. Yes, that was me. I'm not going to say I can sing. I never said I could. I was just having fun, and I was in the spirit of it, so don't judge me. But yes, that was our video. I hope you guys enjoyed at least the pictures. You can always mute me. It's fine. But hope you enjoyed it. You know, there was a lot of pictures of the queue for Haunted Mansion. You got to see several of the pictures from Magic Kingdom's decorations, as well as some of the stuff we did at home after we were inspired by Magic Kingdom. So we'll start off with Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion for us is one of those classic rides. It's one of those things we have to do every time we go. It never gets old, and we always find new things that we hadn't seen before when we go to ride it. This was no different. There were lots of little details that I'd missed in the past. Either the first, my first trip, looking at my little sister and keeping her calm, and also never being on it. Everything was new, and I was bombarded. It was total sensory overload. And because I'd never ridden it, I was a little antsy the first time I rode it. And then the last time I rode it, I had my son in the dune buggy with me. So I was consoling him, making sure he was calm, and so look, this is safe and whatever. So I missed things then, but I did pick up stuff, and of course this time I actually got to really enjoy it. I love Haunted Mansion. I've been on it several times. I love it. I'm going to ride it every single time. It's one of those must hits every single time I hit Magic Kingdom. Next time, hopefully I'll get to hit it at night. I have yet to do that. I want to see it when it's at its spookiest, particularly in the queue while you're working your way up towards the Haunted Mansion itself. So definitely want to hit that next time around and check it out at night. Also, next time around it'll be hopefully during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So I'll get to see any kind of extra spookiness they do in and around the Haunted Mansion. I know they don't go all out with Jack Skellington like they do at Disneyland, but I'm really curious about seeing like the cadaver dans and things of that nature. And I believe they hang around the Haunted Mansion. Again, never been there during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, so I haven't seen it yet. But that's the gist I'm getting, so I'm really looking forward to that next year. But one of our favorite rides, this time around I spent a little more time looking at the queue. There were some cool interactive things for the kids to do, like talking to the palm reader or whatever, and reading some of the headstones and paying attention to some of the little kooky things they have there. You can look at I believe it's the headstone for Madame Leota. the eyes open up and look around at people standing in the queue and then just randomly close. So if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. Stuff like that. The queue itself was a lot of fun this time around. So really looking forward to checking it out at night and seeing how, how creepy they can make it. So definitely one of our favorite rides. If you have young kids that are worried about it, it's not scary. And that is the biggest thing I can recommend, talking to your kids and making sure they understand. The ride is not scary. I know it's supposed to be a haunted house, but it's Disney. It's a Disney haunted house. So yes, there's ghosts and all that, but they make it fun and make it cute. Like when you're in your doom buggy and the ghosts are jumping on your head or swapping your heads and stuff like that in the image in front of you. It's all meant to be fun and cute. So if you have kids that are worried about it, reassure them that, hey, it's not going to be scary, it's going to be funny and fun. If they absolutely don't want to get on it, there's always rider switch passes. Disney's very good about taking care of families who have kids that can't go on rides. So, something to think about. Haunted Mansion, classic ride, I would never miss it. If I had to choose a ride, that would be like 1 or 2 rides to go at Magic Kingdom. That would probably be on the list because it's one of those things I have to hit every time. So we loved it, we enjoyed it. The decorations themselves all over the parks, because we were there the week before Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party started. They had already gotten the Halloween decorations out, obviously. They had carved pumpkins in all the windows. Most of them themed after whatever shop they were with. Like Casey's Corner had like hot dogs and fries and things like that. The lampposts have the Mickey faces on, which you saw. Some of them glowed, some of them didn't. All really cool. Disney does a great job of decorating for the holidays in general. Unfortunately, I missed some of the decorations right there at the entryway, right after you cross underneath the train coming into Magic Kingdom. All the scarecrows, like the baseball player, the mayor, and the mayor's wife and whatnot. I did miss those. I'm kind of kicking myself, but again, although I wanted as much material for Mondays with Mickey as possible, when we went there, we were going there to enjoy the Magic Kingdom. So I missed them, but the memories are worth it. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure you can find them online if you want to go check it out, but hope you enjoyed the pictures I did get. One of the things I really liked, as they continue to do it, is even when you're exiting Magic Kingdom, they have the whole "See You Real Soon" and the pumpkins glowing over the entryways, which is kind of a cool thing. It's still sticking with the whole Mickey Mouse and Disney theme, but getting your pumpkins too. So lots of fun, but it inspired us. When we left, we decided, hey, we really want to have more Halloween Disney decorations here at the house. And we started looking at things you could buy, and there are things out there we can buy. And if we had no money, we'd do it. But let's face it, we just got back from Disney. We had no money. So we decided to do some of our do-it-yourself kind of stuff. And some of those pictures made it into our Halloween decorations. The pumpkin with Jack and Sally. The Oogie Boogie pumpkin. My wife started a Nightmare Before Christmas tree with orange and purple lights. The purple lights, which you couldn't really get close on. I'm not sure if you can really see it in the video or not. The purple lights are actually bats. We got that we got those at the dollar store. Those are orange and purple lights. We got a little ghost thing from the dollar store. That's our topper. And then she just took basic white Christmas bulbs, which your Garden Ridges or at home stores. They've had Christmas since January 1st when Christmas came down and got put back out. So we got just a pack of small white bulbs, and she just drew Jack faces on all of them, except for one. She did one Sally. The rest of them are Jack faces. So hopefully we can get some actual Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments to put on that tree with her handmade ones to really round out that whole Nightmare Before Christmas theme. But I think that's going to be a never-ending work in progress each year. So we did that. We didn't really go the Nightmare Before Christmas theme. I think our thought process is that you can keep some of this stuff up afterwards. Well, one of the other things you saw in the pictures were the glass candle holders where we did the characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. We have some of the colored Christmas lights in those so that way they glow. We did this big burlap wreath, which you saw. The burlap wreath has some Halloween-esque decorations like purples and oranges and stuff like that on them. Those decorations are not permanent. The idea for that wreath is going to stay up year-round. At least the ear part. The black ears are going to stay up year round. But how we trim those ears is going to change per season. So right now it's got Halloween stuff on it. Next up, I'm not sure if she's switching to a fall theme for Thanksgiving or if she's going straight into Christmas. But you know, they'll just retrim it and put those on. It's still going to stay the black, still going to stay the same black burlap wreath, but the accoutrements that make it seasonal are going to change out. So once she changes it out, I'll make sure we get pictures and show you guys. But that inspired us to do that. Of course, I had to put my Lumiere there in the middle because I bought Lumiere, and he's a decoration for our house, and he will stay out year round. I've just got to figure out ways of incorporating him year round. So right now he's just hanging out in the middle of the wreath. So that's what we did when we got home. There are tons of resources out there right now if you're into do-it-yourself type stuff. Disney Family, there's a Disney Family site you can look up, has all kinds of Disney crafts you can do at home. Pinterest, I won't even go there. There is a bajillion crafts out there you can do yourself. You can Google Disney, do-it-yourself Disney or something of that nature. Go on YouTube to find a bunch of do-it-yourself stuff. There are endless resources out there. You guys want to contact us if you've seen something that we did, and you're really curious how we did it, or want us to help you with it. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message here on YouTube. At the end, you'll see my information about my Facebook. Shoot me a message there. More than happy to help you. If I didn't have a hand in it, or I'm not comfortable with what my wife did, I'll get my wife to come over and talk to me, or talk to you rather, and have her respond to you, so that way you guys can enjoy some of the stuff that we're doing. We're going to really start getting into do-it-yourself stuff because it's cheaper and it's fun. It's family building. My wife and daughter and kids made most of these things together. It was family bonding, building it for one, and it was also an opportunity for us to go down memory lane and remember our trip and enjoy it. So I want to share that with you guys. So if you have any questions, you want us to help, feel free to shoot me a message. I am more than happy to help you guys enjoy Disney the way our family does. So that finishes up this week. Next week, I'm going to conclude Magic Kingdom. We're going to talk about the odds and ends, the things that I haven't gotten to yet, like seeing Mary Poppins. We'll probably talk a little bit about seeing Merida, going on teacups, things like that. I'm not going to make a big segment out of some of this stuff, but I'm definitely hit up the odds and ends that we really didn't talk about throughout this series. We're going to show our visit with Mickey Mouse. Figure we might as well, if we're going to close this out, we're going to close it out with a bang. I'm going to do a top 5 and a bottom 5 experiences of Magic Kingdom, because one thing about this show is, yes, it's all about Disney, and I want you guys to be hyped up, but I'm also going to be honest with you. Okay? If I wasn't happy about something, or if something was lackluster, I'm going to tell you about it, because I don't want you guys coming in with an illusion or whatever, and then going, wow, that was really disappointing. If I was disappointed about something, you're going to know about it. So you're going to get the top 5 and bottom 5. But there's a positive about that bottom 5, is I had to do 5 because I couldn't, I'm going to be racking my brain to get 5. Disney is a magical place. It is like walking into a bubble. Okay? It is a world where fantasy is alive and well. And for me to come up with 5 negatives, it's going to be pulling teeth to do that. So I'm going to do my top 5 and bottom 5, and I'm going to end the series on Magic Kingdom kind of the way I started the series on Magic Kingdom. I started with the opening show. I'm going to end this series with Wishes and some of the video recording I got on Wishes. I'm also going to talk about the parade and stuff like that. So that's next week, concluding Magic Kingdom. After that, I'm probably going to start up Downtown Disney. I'll make a final decision this week, and I'll let you guys know next week. But I'm probably going to go into Downtown Disney after that, and then into one of the other parks from there. So, now that's all said and done with, I'm going to leave you as I do every week. Walt said it best. I hope you never lose sight of one thing. This was all started by Mouse. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week.